let's have a look at XRP, and here we are on the 15-minute arc. And Lee, I'll actually go straight to why I came out of my short. Is I was in a bad position with one short, and I went in on a second short to help alleviate the pressure. So that between the two of them, I was looking to get out. Yeah. So the challenge with it was, Lee, is that potentially we're looking at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that was the lift up, and the reason why I was super cautious is because if you look at this channel here, that this is on the daily. I'll put it on the 8 hour. It still fits the screen, yeah. The reason why I was super cautious is because you can see the pattern here: the drop, the capitulation, then the double bottom, and then here's a consolidation for a bigger pump. Is the drop same pattern? Is the capitulation? It bounced off this channel here, and again here's the consolidation for the bigger pump. And here we are dropping again, capitulation right here again, back into the same space, and again consolidation, and again this looked like it was gonna pump up. Now the MAs are also shown it could also be pulled down, but it was 50-50, and they really seemed to drag it out. So now when I zoom into the 15-minute, is this here is the 1, 2, potentially 3, then the 4 comes back, but it can't break this to go up, yeah. So now this is the fecker as it was playing out, Lee. It came down here. This is on the 4 hour because I was watching the 4 hour. It came down here, back up. Okay, didn't want to pass this. Okay, fair enough. Watching it come back down, and this guy here. Look at this guy here. Comes right down, but doesn't touch it, doesn't break it, and starts to retrace back up. And I say, no, I have to come out. Again, because of my position, if I was just in my short that was in a good position, I would have stayed in, but I also had a bad position. So here it equalized. I come out with a very small loss. I said, that's me, I'm happy I'm out. I went to bed, I got my 12 hours sleep. Got my 12, these 3 4-hour candles, got my 12 hours sleep I badly needed. And then I wake up, and here it is at 32.59 after hitting my target of 32.90. So I hope you guys got your profits there. I know I said I came out here, and then I went in on a small long because I know it has to retrace. I saw it coming back down. I just know I'll come out because in this one here it went up and down. I came out, went to bed. I'm back in on a long again. I'm back in on a long. Now I might have gone in a little too early, so I went in. I've gone in on a small amount, and I'm looking at the MAs here. Yeah, I'm looking at the MAs here. Or sorry, not the MAs, the fibs. So the full correction potentially is the 786 or thereabouts, and again XRP likes to do 786. Is now the correction here is an A, B, C, or I have a tendency to also look at them as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down like that, and also mountain peak, second drop, third drop, wherever this goes. Then it'll be up for final peak, final bounce, final retrace, and then we'll have our decision. Then I think we'll have our breakout here, up or down. We'll have our breakout, and it'll go to that bigger level. Yeah. So you can see this one here. Here's the two bounces, and then up it comes. So here's 1, here's 2, and then I think we'll see where it goes. So I've gone in on a small long, a portion. Like when I'm on the 10x challenge, I'm using the same amount of money in every trade. So when I put that money in, is whatever the percentage of that is, that's what I class as. If I put in the money and it's a 20% profit, that's a 0.2 of my 10x. If I load in, if I DCA in, and I've doubled that amount of money, and then I win 50%. That's actually 100% because I've 2x the same amount of money I'm using all the time. is I've put in a smaller portion of that. I put in a smaller portion here on a long. Is I still believe it could still come down here, and 3 could be down here before it comes back up. So, but this is a fairly strong rejection on the 4 hour. Yeah. So we watch it. Is if it comes down more, is I look to see it bottoming out around the golden pocket or the 702, and I'll DCA in again. So I'll DCA in my portions. They will eventually go up. This might be it, but might be a little lower. And again, I'll look to see where it wants to go. Once the bottom's in, I'll put another fib. I'll basically put another fib on. Excuse me. Oh, hang on. Yeah, let's just say this. Let's just say this is the bottom, just for the purposes of it. Is what would be my up target? I'll essentially do the same thing. And again, the 786 up here around 37.5. Now I'd probably pull down a little lower because here's skyline. Here's first spike. Here's resistance peak. So this line here, between this space here and this space here, I reckon this is where the target is. So I'd probably put it at about the 702 at 36. Let's say 36.5. So whatever this bottom is when it comes back up, my target's probably going to be around 36.5 or so. So that's what I'm looking at. Yeah. When I go in now, I haven't really done anything with my channels since I woke up. So let's have a look. Yeah, you can see here here's this red channel that's coming back to the bottom here. So this is a nice natural bottom for it here with regards to channels. You can see the support and resistance lines here. It's after breaking through it here. So here is a natural point for a touch and a rebound. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Equally, when it comes back up, again, this here, there's 35.14. I'm looking for the peak here, possibly just regards channels. Here's this support line, 35.60 again, and then here. Well, here's the top of this red channel again. If we get a bounce here, is maybe the next level wants to come up and hit up at 36.9 or so. I'm not sure whether it's going to get that far, but you get the levels that I'm looking for to come back up, and then come back down, and then I think this is where we're having our breakout. Equally, if it is going to go down, is this could just decide to do a much deeper drop, complete the correction, come back up for a small lift, and then come down and then spill out. If it really wants to spill and go down, is if I see this going down and doing the 786, doing the 786 now, is that's telling me that this lift could be a lot weaker, and the reason being is that because it wants to come up, come back down, and then just go. So depending on how far this wants to go down, is the retrace will. If it retraces here, I think it'll go higher. The further down it goes, I think it's not going to come up as high, because just the amount that is collapsing. Yeah. But we'll watch and see. But either way, my risk is very low here. My risk is very low. And I think that's it. I'm just having a look. There's the MAs. Let's have a look at the MAs. Clear this out. This is an ingenious. See what the app has done here. This here I'm finding so. See this here, so useful to be able to flick between my drawings, my channels, and the indicators without having to flick between pages. I find it super handy. So let's have a look at the turn of the day, because I haven't actually done that yet. So now this is my first time having a look at this since I woke up. Let me just go back to the weekly and then just scroll through the days and see what days have changed. Yeah. So there's the weekly. Still a pressure down here. Did the 6-day change? The 6-day, 24th? No, it hasn't. 24th. It's going to change again on the 30th. So this is changing tomorrow. Okay. That's a strong rejection on that. There's the 5-day. The 5-day, I know, changed recently. It's going to change on the 30th as well. Again, you see the 5 and the 10 coming down here. Let me just quickly flip back to the 6 again. There's the 5 and the 10 coming down. Okay, doesn't look like price action is going to get above for them to turn at the moment. Here's the day 4 or day 5. Day 4. Okay, if price action gets back up here, that could turn. But that's going to, again, on the 30th. You can see the 30th, tomorrow is a big day with all these MAs changing, yeah? So I'll give you an example now of what I'm thinking about long term. Is we're bottoming out or we're coming close to it. So if it goes down deeper, it isn't going to have enough time to turn. Like, I'll give you an example. If it bottomed out and by the end of the day, price action was up at, say, 34.50, yeah? This gives this 5 an opportunity to get a nice turn on it. But if price action stays down here by the end of the day, when it turns tomorrow, this gives space for the 5 and the VWAP to continue down. Well, the VWAP will definitely be coming down, and the 5 might have a spike through. You know, so it's borderline whether this 5 will be a support or a resistance because of where price action is, and it's going to turn tomorrow. So this one is borderline on the 4-day. Yeah. However, the 10 the 10 is still going to be coming down, putting pressure on. Yeah. So it's like I would read these like I'm reading a 5-minute. It just happens to be on the daily. Now you can see on the 3-day the support to 5 is given, but look, it's weak. It's weakened. The price action is below it at the moment. And again, here's the 10 and the 5 pushing down. You'll see this in a smaller time frame. This is going to change again tomorrow. This could be capitulation, where the 5 just capitulates. It turns down, and now you have that spill motion. And this happens to be on the 3-day, which is indicating that it's going for a bigger drop. So this would be an important one to watch tomorrow. Yeah, if it pushes up like this, then you see it's indicating more of a sideways for it. If the 10 comes down and the 5 goes up, it's indicating more of a sideways for the next few days, which would suit with regards completing the arc that we were talking about earlier. Yeah. Now here's the 2-day, and again, look, see this here is the sideways, the up and down that's going on here is because these two guys crossed over. So it allows for that sideways above. But the pressure is predominantly down because the VWAP is there. Yeah. And also see the medial line? It didn't break the medial line. So there's a tendency it comes up, gets rejected at the medial line, which suggests it's coming back down to the Bollinger again, at least. If not coming down for a spike through, is a bounce back and then a push through, and then we're having a bigger spill. So, and this is on the 2-day. Unless it starts to get above this, and now we're having a different story. But look, the 20 MA has been the dominant resistance here for all this action here. This is why this didn't break up like the previous patterns. Now we're on to the 1-day, which is zooming in. Okay, so now this is very important here. Is look at the 5. Look, that's a proper turn on the 5, and the 20 EMA is turning down as well. That's very strong. The 10 is coming over, again resistance, and look at the 20 coming down here like this for pressure. Like so, this is a proper spill formation. It's getting into tomorrow. If this is going to go down tomorrow, the 5 will come down here and really start to exert pressure. The 10 most likely will probably just go sideways like this. 5's coming down, 20's coming down. Is possibly the 20 here might come down and be resistance. So if the 20 spikes through and becomes a bit of resistance, again, it's going to be a sideways for to allow for the 3rd drop, final peak, final bounce, final retrace, and then we'll have our answer. But again, look, it's below the medial line on the daily. It got rejected. It tried to get up, it came down to it, broke through it, back tested, and now it's back down again. So again, this is indicating that there's a strong push down for there's the Bollinger at 30. This would be around the 7. Remember, 3050 is the 786 on this. See this here? This is the 786. So for sure, it looks like we're going to have a push down, a rebound, and then a down for the 786. This might even come down to do. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. So if we zoom into the 12 hour, again, you see, remember I said the daily, the 5 is going to do a stretch. Look, the 12 hour is already doing it. The 12 hour is already pushing through. You see it cutting through the 10, the 50. Now this also as well, the 55 held here on the 12 hour. Even the 55 is starting to dip a little bit. There's the 20 EMA. 55 EMA, 20 EMA. Again, here's the 20 going a little sideways like this. Where on the daily, this is what the 10 is doing. And then here's the VWAP. So this is looking pretty strong. But it will. What happened? We might get another press down, push down, and then we get a lift up. I'll just go to the 8 hour. Okay. So now the 8 hour, 11 o'clock. Okay, it just turned. Okay, so now a spike through. It just turned there a minute ago. There's the got under the 50. There's the VWAP. Here's the 5 coming down. It's still not that far away from the other MAs. So again, the pressure could be still on here. This 5 is well in position to push down. But let's have a look at. There's the 6 hour. 6 hour is going to turn again in 4 hour time, and the 5 is in a nice position here. Now the 4 hour just turned. This would be give us a better idea. So look, here's the 55. Oh, look at this here. Here's the 20 EMA. Here's the 55 on the 4 hour. Again, if this crosses over in the next hour or two, next 4 hour cycle or two, again, that will add the pressure down. Yeah. So it's quite possible that this could push it down to the 786. But we'll see. Look at the 5 coming down here. Now here is the 5 breaking the 144. This is the WMA. The 5 breaking the 144 is solid for a push down. This is the pi cycle 111, and then this is the 100 MA. And it broke it back tested it, and it looks like it wants to push down more. Yeah, you can see the 5 here. Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe this is just the start of it, but it definitely looks like it wants to do a bit of a push. Yeah. There's the 3 hour again. There's the 5 right on top. But again, on the 3 hour, it's already pushed quite a bit, and now it's also retraced a bit. So this, yeah, you know what I'm saying. We'll know in the next 4 hour cycle whether it's bottomed out or not. Yeah. There's the 2 hour again, breaking the 200, back testing it, which does indicate that it wants to push down a bit more. Yeah. Okay, here's the 1 hour. See, the 1 hour needed a breather here, but it only back tested to the 5 MA. Okay, so I won't go into. I'll have a quick look. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll even go into the 5. Yeah, you can see the 5 and the 15 got a little bit of a breather there. But what I'm going to do now is go into the stock RSI. Yeah, so right now in the 5 minute, the 5 minute is had a breather. It's quite high in it, so now there is a push coming down because the 5 minutes ready to go back down. Yeah. The 15 minute, again, you can see the breather is the 15 minute has come back up to get a breather as well. Yeah. Now most of the effort is in this phase, so that by the time it's coming up, most of the push is done. So even though this isn't at the top yet, it's rounding out. So maybe there's another push up here. If this isn't 5, it's 3, 4, 5, or 5, and it's coming down. But either way, it's close to it. Yeah. So the 5 and 15 are saying, no, we're getting in position for another push down. Did the 30-minute need to come up? No, the 30-minute didn't come up. Okay, and again, look, here's the rejection. So definitely there's another push down. Let's have a quick look at the hour. Okay, so now I'm just going to go back into the hour. The hour is the hour is at the bottom. It's pushing up. Again, this can stay here longer. Yeah, this can be a little breather, and then it can stay at the bottom here. It isn't, the 5 and 15 would have to, I think, come down before the hour. The hour starts to come back up, and the 5 to 15 and the hour might start to move together. I think it's another push down before that may happen. Yeah. Okay, so now the 2 hour. 2 hour. Look, 2 hours going deep. I'm doing this for a reason, because I did check this up to the 4 hour. 3 hour, look, they're going deep. 4 hours going deep. Now, what I'm going to do here is, because I'm looking at the 4 hour as the main driver of this push down, yeah. So now I'm going to look at the 4 hour, and then I'm zooming out with regards to time, and then I'm going to put this here like this, just a line. Just to go, you know, as far as this has come now, okay, I'm going to put it to where the blue line is. As far as the 4 hour is pushing down now, it's pushing deep into the oversold. Look, there's a little bit more to go. It is definitely coming very, very close to its bottom before it needs to lift. It potentially, if you look at history, it may have one more push left in it. It may have one more push left in it before it turns up. So it's very close to the bottom, or we might have another leg, a little leg down, and then it turns. So you can see why I DCA'd in, or I went in the small, and I'm leaving a bit of space. If it comes down here, I can DCA in and pull it down a little bit more. So that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, is when I look at the 8 hour. Now this is now I'm looking at the longer time frame. 8 hours down as well. This gets more interesting when we go to the 12 hour. Look, the 12 hour is on its way down. So the 12 hour wants to get down here. Yeah. Now the 12 hour over 12 hour cycles, 12 hours, 12 hours, 12 hours, 12 hours. Looking at this could take a sequence of 12 hours for it to get down and bottom out. Yeah. But the point is, the 12 hour wants to come down. Okay, the 12 hour wants to come down. So again, that could be another push down here. Okay, or it could be that it bottoms here, it comes back up for again 1, 2, 3, 4. And when 5 comes down, it will be the 12 hour getting the bottom here. So by the time I think this correction comes in, this 12 hour will be at the bottom, which is leaving space. And I can stay there for a while, so it could be pulling down more. But the most likely is there could be a pump, a lift. We might get that relief rally. This is what I'm saying. We might get that relief rally when this correction comes in. And then here's the daily. The daily is indicating down at the moment. Okay, so now the stock moves faster. By the time this correction comes in, the daily could be back down here. Or I might just do a little blip here and then a lift up again. And either one of them is, I know this sounds a bit contradictory, but depending on how this behaves, if it's down here, to me it's indicating that I might want to do the relief rally. Yeah, is if it dips down like this and turns back up here, that also could be an indication for a bigger pump up. Yeah. Well, I'll describe this over the next couple of days as it happens, and as I read it, you'll see what I mean. Yeah, that might sound contradictory, but it's not with the stock. Sometimes the stock moves very fast. It moves very fast up, and then other times it like look what I mean here. Yeah, just look at this here. See the way it's moving on the little waves here, and this action here, it comes all the way to the bottom. Yeah, and this action here. Look at this big movement here. and look at it's at the top here, and look, it comes down here. See it all the way down here. But then look at this little lift. Look at this little lift. It's coming up, and then look halfway up. It does this bigger drop down, and then look all the way. Look how it gets to the top. This small move here. Look how it gets to the top, and then it's floating along the top for all of this here, yeah. And then this drop here, down it comes, back up to the top, floats up here. So now it could float along here, and at the same time float along here, go up and do a relief rally, and still stay up like this, and it wouldn't go up much higher. Or equally, it can reset itself in this correction, you know, and it could do little waves down here and push down, or you get a turn and it decides to pump and go up. So I know it sounds confusing, but when you layer it in with the other stocks, it gives you a better idea. So the fact that the 12 is already on the way down and it wants to get down, it's telling me that it wants to reset at the bottom. So as we go along, I'll spend more time describing that, and you get your head around that as we go along. Yeah. Okay, so that's. I've taken more time. I know, Michaela, I've taken more time. I've had a good 12.
You've said a lot of what I wanted to say for Bitcoin and Ethereum as well, in terms of the stochastic higher time frame analysis. So
very good, very good. Okay, yeah, and I did have a 12-hour sleep, so I'm good. I'm good to go. Good to go. Okay, so just a little recap now, and then I'm going to finish. Is it came down and hit the target here? Very nice. Might want to come down and hit this red line. I'm looking for, well, I've gone in a little long here, I'm looking for the bottom to come in here, if it's not already in, and then my up target, if it starts to turn up, is, let's say, from here. Again, now here's a resistance peak. So I did say that, I'll show you this now. There we go. I think the target zone is this. I think the target zone is this. So the peak here will be 37.25 to 36.74, and let's pull it down to 36.5, just as a measure. Yeah. So I would say when this retraces back up, we could be heading up to about 36.50. I'd be again very mindful when it starts hitting the golden pocket, and I'll follow the waves up. I'll follow the impulse up. So we may be getting a 36 hitting the golden pocket. We get a retrace, and then we get that final blow off top. So we'll be looking for that as it happens. So that's where I'm at. Is if this was going to come down further, is how much further do I think it could come down before it turns around? Yeah. Just to answer that. So if you see it keep going down and you're wondering what the hell's going on, is I'm putting the fib on this impulse from bottom from top to bottom, and again is potentially this could go down to the golden pocket. It could come down to 32, say. It might even really push itself down to the 702. So I would say between if it wants to keep coming down, between 31.3 and 32, it might want to keep coming down here before it turns around and heads back up. Yeah. So if you're looking to get an entry point, I would wait. If you're not in now, I would wait to see what this wants to do. So I'm in down here, nice retrace. But again, there's been retraces and down it comes. So I'd be a little bit more patient. If it was going up, if I was in this position, I'm going, do I want to go in? I would wait. This is the challenge. Is here, look, here's this 4-hour retrace. It comes and then it comes, it drops, you know. I suppose I would want a clear move above the 05 and it's staying above it. So up above the 05, maybe a back test, and then continuation on up. If I was looking to get in, that's really what I'd want to see. I wouldn't want to get caught in this happening again. Yeah. Equally, is I've gone in here, is if it wants to continue down, is I would wait again. I would wait until I see a drop and another back test, and when I see it clearly moving up, then I'll DCA in again, and I'll pull my entry point down. So my risk management here is the amount that I've gone in with. It's very small, and I can play with my DCA as much as it wants. Even if it wants to come down here, I've got all the space in the world to DCA in here, and I'm in a very comfortable space. So that's it. So there you go. I'll leave you to Mihaela now, and I'll chat to you later on for the New York session as well. Yeah.
I'm still in my long. I put last night before I went to bed. I put a DCA very close to my liquidation, so that if it does decide to come down, I would have a 50% bump up in my position. So again, just like Roy, I'm managing this with the size of my position and giving myself the space to adjust the position as it moves. Now, let's see where we are on Bitcoin in terms of channels and support and resistance. So here we are on the 15-minute. I'll change to the 1 hour. The sideways that we've had lately is just making the 15-minute harder to view on the screen. Did I change on the day? So we are still holding the range that we've been in for the past 2 weeks, except for this drop here out of this channel. Now, we are on a long-term support and resistance line. As we speak, this white line, which is the 20K. So this is the 20K, and I've noticed, again, Bitcoin, similarly to Ethereum, is trading in ranges. So if we break the 20K, the next one would be the 19K. So if the 20K breaks, the next one will come down. The next line of support and resistance would be the bottom line of this channel, a 19K. So it would be a good. This would be a good place again to start a long position. Now, where we are right now, the shorter time frames, including the 4 hour, which I consider in this context a shorter time frame than the day or the weekly, because we are in a bigger time frame drop, need a little bit of a breather. So how I see this move is we're gonna come up here. We might go up and touch the 21K, and then either break upwards from this channel or come down for some more sideways. So we are at the moment, I'm waiting for a little bit more structure in terms of how strong this lift is going to be. We are holding the support and resistance, but then again, it's still in a fragile place, especially if I look at what the MAs are doing. So that was it for the support and resistance. So we're on the 20K, and the next one would be the 19K. In terms of support on the 4 hour, we have none. So we need to see the 5 and the 10. The 20 is threatening to push down over the 50, and whenever that happens, that gives it a little nudge downwards. So that might happen in the next 4 hour candle. We've just started this one though, and it hasn't happened yet. It's meeting it, but it hasn't crossed it. Let's see what's going to happen in the next 4 hour candles. 4 hour candle. On the 1 hour, we have the support of the Bollinger. That's it. We are fighting desperately for the support of the 5 and maybe the 10. We do have I'll say, I won't say a double bottom, but we have here a pivot candle, and it seems like this is a higher high, higher low situation, as is at the moment where the candle is right now. But again, I don't want to read the tea leaves. I'll say it to you the way it is. if it comes up and gains support on the 1 hour, it looks like we're going to continue upwards. If it doesn't, we might see another drop to the next level of support and resistance around the 19K level. We do need to see some relief on the RSIs. I think the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 15-minute are all have started going up from the oversold. So we need to see some relief upwards. That's what I'd say. That's what my signals would tell me as is at the moment. On the 15-minute, again, we are struggling to keep some support, and the 5 is struggling to keep moving upwards. But that's normal after such a momentum, such a push down. What I noticed yesterday was how hard it was to get it down here. Like, it wasn't. I was expecting one of these long, nice red candles as I was in my shorts. We didn't get them, and then we got a lot of sideways between this bottom at 20,100 and then the next one at almost 19,900. So 200 points, and it took all of this sideways to bring it down 200 points, which means it's again, I'm looking at how momentum is holding, and it's holding fairly well for a lift. We need to see that support gain on the MAs, and we need to see that support gained on the trend line if we want to be more sure about the lift. If that support is lost, 19K is the next level. For Ethereum, Ethereum on the 4 hour is look at it. This is not. Is this refreshed? Stay on page.
Just like.
Okay. I was like, what's Ethereum doing? Is it leading the market? So Ethereum has lost the support on the daily, on the 10 hour. On the 10 MA on the daily. Again, it's looking on the 4 hour like the 20 is a little bit farther away from the 50 than it is for Bitcoin, and it's looking like the candles downwards are losing their body, so to say. They're a little bit weaker. But again, we don't have any support, so nothing to write home about. We are below. There's a trend line at 1150. We are below it. So first we need to gain the 1150, which is the 5 on the 4 hour, and then I'd say the 20 on the 4 hour at 1200 would be the next level to gain support on. So if you want to be on the safe side, and again, starting along here would require a lot more position management and risk management. So if you want to be more on the safe side, it would be better to wait for confirmations in terms of gaining support on the 5 on the 4 hour, or the 5 on the hour, or some MA support as it moves up. Again, it's a riskier moment to start along now than without having that confirmation. So yeah, on the 15-minute levels, it's really tricky with all this sideways to gauge. I'm just gonna put a fib on the recent swing and tell you where the, I'm sorry about the scribbles on the chart. I'll clean them up for later. So we have reached. We're right now. We're struggling to keep above the golden pocket. So that would be the first level that we need to gain support on, the golden pocket. It seems Ethereum did a deeper correction than XRP and Bitcoin. It reached almost the 702. if I extended though to the whole swing, it would be the 382 to a T. So the local correction. For the local correction, we need to stay above the golden pocket, which we are trying to do right now. There. I'm just trying to be super. There we go. Okay, we're trying to do right now, keep the golden pocket for support and then move upwards. And again, the first level to achieve support on would be the 1150. We need to gain that for the lift to be how can I say, stronger in probability. If we don't gain the 1150 and the MAs again start pushing down because they do look very spilly, the next level would be the 1050. And if that 1050 is broken, then maybe the 1272 at 980 would be a deeper correction. Again, taking it level by level, as it looks, we need to see some support being gained for the structure to be a little bit more solid on the way up. That's Ethereum and Bitcoin. Have a great day, and I will see you at New York session.